Doctors could hardly believe it when they discovered the simple vitamin Alzheimer's most fears. Have you ever imagined that a simple vitamin could be the key to protecting your memory and keeping terrible diseases away? It's no exaggeration. Science has been showing that cognitive decline can be fought with the right nutrients. Some of the most feared cognitive diseases in the world start silently with forgetfulness, confusion, and loss of focus. Alzheimer's, for example, is like that. But what few people know is that certain natural supplements have the power to strengthen neurons, restore mental clarity, and protect the brain against degeneration. In this video, you'll meet substances that are allies to the brain, all backed by logical science. But the most surprising part comes at the end. There's a vitamin, simple, cheap, often forgotten, that protects the brain in an incredible way. That's right, a vitamin capable of reversing states of mental confusion, restoring brain energy, and protecting neurons from destruction. You won't believe the power it holds. If you or someone you love wants to preserve memory, keep sharp thinking, and avoid dementia, this video could be a game changer. Stay until the end. Chapter 16. Omega-3. Omega-3 is a true natural shield against cognitive decline. When we talk about this substance, especially DHA and EPA, we refer to two essential fatty acids that the body cannot produce on its own in sufficient amounts. They need to be ingested, usually through fatty fish or fish oil capsules. And this is exactly where their importance for the brain comes in. These compounds are fundamental for the structure of nerve cells and play a direct role in maintaining neuron integrity. In other words, omega-3 helps keep the brain running like a well-oiled machine. Studies show that people with adequate DHA levels have greater brain volume and better performance in memory tests. Moreover, it reduces brain inflammation, which is linked to the onset of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Chronic, silent, and persistent inflammation slowly damages neurons, making the brain vulnerable to premature aging. Another essential point is omega-3's impact on the fluidity of neuronal membranes. This facilitates communication between neurons, improving brain response time and favoring concentration. Ever felt like your mind is stuck or slow on certain days? It could be a sign your brain needs a nutritional boost like omega-3. Supplementing with fish oil capsules is a practical way to ensure this support, especially for those who don't regularly eat fish. And the benefits don't stop there. Omega-3 also has positive effects on mood and can help prevent mild depression symptoms. That's because it influences serotonin production, one of the main neurotransmitters responsible for the feeling of well-being. An emotionally balanced brain is also more protected against the effects of chronic stress, a factor that accelerates brain aging. Additionally, research points out that DHA supplementation can slow the progression of cognitive deficits in people predisposed to Alzheimer's. It's no wonder many doctors are paying closer attention to omega-3 levels in their elderly patients. After all, it's not enough to just treat symptoms when prevention can be so effective. And that prevention can start with a simple gesture, including omega-3 in your routine. So if you're looking for ways to protect your memory, keep sharp thinking, and reduce the risk of brain diseases, omega-3 should be at the top of your list. Chapter 15. Ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is one of the oldest medicinal plants used by humanity, but only recently has science begun to reveal the impressive power it has over the mind. Derived from a tree native to China, its leaves concentrate compounds that improve blood circulation, especially in brain regions. This means more oxygen and more nutrients reaching the brain, which is essential to maintain mental clarity and neuron health as years go by. It's no wonder ginkgo has become one of the main herbal remedies used to prevent cognitive decline. Poor cerebral circulation is one of the silent causes of memory problems and mental confusion in elderly people. When blood doesn't circulate properly, the brain suffers. With ginkgo biloba, there's significant improvement in microcirculation, which can result in greater attention, concentration, and even mood improvement. It's like the mental gears start turning more easily again. And all this with a natural supplement, studied for its direct action in fighting early dementia symptoms. Another impressive factor is its antioxidant action. Ginkgo helps fight free radicals that damage brain cells over time. This oxidative stress is behind many neurological problems, including the most serious ones like Alzheimer's. Therefore, protecting cells early is a smart step for anyone wishing to preserve their mind longer. Taking ginkgo biloba regularly can be a simple habit with powerful effects on brain vitality. It's not rare to find studies pointing to improved cognitive performance in elderly people after a few months of continuous ginkgo use. Especially when combined with healthy habits like good nutrition and mental exercises, the supplement proves a great ally against the brain's natural deterioration. And the best part, it's well tolerated by most people with minimal side effects when used correctly. People who started including ginkgo biloba in their routine report more mental energy, fewer forgetfulness episodes, and even greater willingness for daily tasks. These reports, along with clinical data, reinforce the importance of knowing and considering this supplement in the fight against brain aging. And if you think that's powerful enough, wait until the final chapter, where we'll reveal the simple and surprising vitamin. Chapter 14. Coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10, also known as ubiquinone, is a nutrient naturally present in our bodies, but tends to decrease with age. This substance is essential for energy production in cells, especially in mitochondria, which function as small energy plants. When we talk about the brain, an organ that consumes large amounts of energy to function properly, coenzyme Q10 becomes indispensable. It helps neurons stay active, healthy, and resilient against daily stress. By strengthening energy production in the brain, CoQ10 contributes to mental clarity, agility in reasoning, and good memory function. Studies indicate that deficiency in this coenzyme may be linked to mental fatigue, concentration difficulties, and even progressive cognitive decline. Besides its energetic role, CoQ10 also acts as a powerful antioxidant. It protects brain cells against free radical damage, which accelerates aging and compromises cognitive functions. This protection is crucial, especially in times when we are constantly exposed to stress, poor diet, and environmental pollutants. It acts as a barrier against premature brain aging, being a valuable ally for anyone wishing to maintain mental youth. Another important factor is its potential to slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. Research shows patients with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's have reduced CoQ10 levels in the brain. Although studies are ongoing, many professionals already recommend its supplementation as a preventive measure and treatment support. And unlike heavy medications, CoQ10 is well tolerated and safe, indicated for adults and elderly people. Improved disposition and mood are also commonly reported by those who supplement with CoQ10. After all, when the brain has enough energy to work, emotional balance tends to stabilize. Feeling more alert, motivated, and lucid can be a direct consequence of including this substance in your routine. And as much as coenzyme Q10 is a true trump card against brain aging, there's still a simple and much more powerful vitamin saved for the last chapter of this video. You won't want to miss it. Chapter 13. Magnesium. Few minerals are as underestimated as magnesium when it comes to brain health. It's essential for more than 300 biochemical processes in the human body, and its action on the central nervous system is crucial. Magnesium helps regulate neurotransmitters, which are substances responsible for transmitting messages between neurons. Without it, brain communication becomes inefficient, leading to problems like lack of concentration, irritability, and even depression symptoms. One of magnesium's most important functions is reducing excessive brain excitability. This means it helps control states of stress, anxiety, and even insomnia. When we're under constant tension, the brain enters an alert state, which harms memory and reasoning. By balancing this excitation, magnesium provides a feeling of calm and improves mental focus. That's why many specialists call it the mineral of brain relaxation. Another highlight is its role in brain plasticity, the brain's ability to learn and adapt. Studies show adequate magnesium levels increase synapse density, the connection points between neurons, which directly improves learning and memory. This is especially important for those who want to keep their minds active even as years go by. Magnesium also has a neuroprotective effect, reducing the risk of degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. It prevents excessive calcium buildup in neurons, a factor that can lead to cell death and impaired cognitive function. In other words, it acts as an invisible shield that keeps brain circuits fully functioning, even in the most delicate life phases. To top it off, magnesium deficiency is extremely common, even among well-fed people. Chronic stress, certain medications, and diets low in green vegetables are frequent causes of this deficiency. That's why magnesium supplementation can be a smart measure to restore body and mind balance. And remember, we're only at the beginning of the journey. Chapter 12. Phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is a complicated name, but its effects on the brain are easy to understand. It helps you think better. This lipid compound is essential for the structure of cell membranes, especially in neurons. It works like a protective cover that facilitates communication between brain cells. And when these connections are healthy, memory, reasoning, and concentration become more efficient and stable. Studies show phosphatidylserine can improve cognitive performance in elderly people, especially those showing early signs of memory decline. That's because it enhances the release of important neurotransmitters like dopamine and acetylcholine, which are fundamental to keep the mind active and alert. And the best part, it can be easily supplemented in capsules with good absorption and consistent effects. One of phosphatidylserine's most impressive qualities is its action against chronic stress. Stress directly affects the brain, compromising the formation of new memories and the ability to maintain attention. Phosphatidylserine helps balance cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which provides more tranquility and mental focus throughout the day. It's like giving the brain a bath of serenity. Another relevant point is its ability to delay neuronal aging. Over time, nerve cells lose their flexibility and communication ability. Phosphatidylserine works to keep this structure healthy longer, contributing to a younger and more functional mind. It's a true natural brain lubricant that helps you maintain mental clarity for many years. Although not as popular as other vitamins, its effectiveness has been increasingly recognized by science and health professionals. Supplementing with phosphatidylserine is an effective strategy for those who want to maintain high mental health, even as they age. And if you find this information surprising, know that the final chapter of this video will reveal the simplest and most feared vitamin by Alzheimer's. Chapter 11, Choline. Choline is an essential nutrient for brain function, but many people don't even know it exists. Without it, the body can't produce acetylcholine, one of the most important neurotransmitters for memory, learning, and coordination. Choline is, therefore, one of the pillars of healthy mental activity, being fundamental from youth to old age. It's found in foods like eggs, liver, and soy, but not always in sufficient quantities to guarantee optimal levels, especially in people with restrictive diets. That's why choline supplementation has gained prominence in preventive medicine, particularly in the fight against Alzheimer's. By stimulating acetylcholine production, choline helps keep the mind sharp, even in advanced ages. Choline deficiency can lead to symptoms like mental confusion, difficulty concentrating, and even memory lapses. This is especially worrying in elderly people, as these signs can be mistaken for a natural aging process, when in fact they can be reversed with proper nutrition. Maintaining adequate choline levels can make the difference between an active mind and a declining one. Another powerful benefit of choline is its role in maintaining neuron structure. It participates in forming cell membranes and protecting nerve cells against premature wear. It's like choline is the mortar that keeps the brain's architecture standing. Without it, the foundations of cognition become unstable, facilitating the advance of neurodegenerative diseases. Besides that, it supports liver metabolism, helping the liver eliminate toxins that could affect the brain. This detail often goes unnoticed, but is essential for the brain-body axis health. Mind and body work in harmony, and choline acts as a bridge between these two worlds. If you're looking for ways to keep your cognition strong longer, choline is a sure choice. Chapter 10, Creatine. When we think of creatine, what usually comes to mind are athletes' gyms and muscles. But the truth is this substance also plays an extraordinary role in the brain. Creatine acts as a cellular energy reservoir, helping neurons function more efficiently, especially in situations of high mental demand. It's like it carries an extra battery for the brain. In studies with elderly people, creatine supplementation showed positive effects on short-term memory, logical reasoning, and information processing speed. This is particularly relevant for people starting to feel the effects of cognitive aging. With more energy available, the brain can keep its functions active and agile longer. One of the most interesting points is creatine's action against mental fatigue. Those days when you feel you can't think clearly, like your mind is foggy, that could be a sign of low brain energy. Creatine steps right in there, providing extra fuel so neurons keep up the pace, even under stress or sleep deprivation. Moreover, it has neuroprotective properties, helping reduce cellular damage caused by oxidative stress. This means creatine not only improves momentary performance, but also protects the brain long-term. This protection is essential to avoid the silent wear that, over the years, can culminate in serious diseases like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Another positive aspect is that creatine is extremely safe and well tolerated, especially at doses recommended for cognitive support. Unlike other more complex supplements, creatine has a direct and practical application in mental health and can be easily incorporated into your daily routine. But don't forget, what comes next in the following chapters may be even more transformative. We're getting closer and closer to the revelation of the simple but powerful vitamin that Alzheimer's most fears. Don't miss it. Chapter 9. Turmeric. Turmeric is much more than an exotic spice used in cooking. Its main active compound, curcumin, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories there is. And when we talk about the brain, inflammation is a silent enemy that directly contributes to the onset of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. That's why curcumin has sparked so much interest among researchers and health professionals. Studies indicate that curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier, reaching brain tissues directly. There, it fights inflammation and helps neutralize free radicals, protecting neurons against premature aging. This antioxidant effect is fundamental to maintaining the integrity of nerve cells and preserving functions such as memory, attention, and mental focus. One of curcumin's most promising points is its ability to combat the accumulation of beta-amyloid plaques, abnormal proteins associated with Alzheimer's. These plaques build up in the brain and interfere with neuron communication, leading to memory loss and cognitive degeneration. By preventing this formation, curcumin acts directly at the root of the problem, functioning as a barrier against disease progression. Moreover, curcumin helps stabilize mood and reduce anxiety and depression symptoms, which often go hand in hand with cognitive decline. People who use this supplement continuously report improved mental well-being, clarity of thought, and even more energy in daily life. It's a versatile, safe compound with real effects on brain health. Because it has low natural bioavailability, it's recommended to consume it in supplements with piperine, black pepper extract, which increases its absorption. With this combination, curcumin's benefits are boosted and become more accessible to the brain. Chapter 8. L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid naturally present in green tea and is one of the few substances capable of relaxing the mind without causing drowsiness. That's right, it calms without knocking you out. Its main action is increasing alpha waves in the brain, associated with relaxation and mental focus, a perfect combination for those who seek more productivity and serenity at the same time. L-theanine also helps reduce anxiety and chronic stress, factors that, when ignored, accelerate brain degeneration. Under constant stress, the brain releases excessive cortisol, a hormone that, in excess, wears down neurons. By regulating this process, L-theanine protects the brain and provides a more balanced mental state. Another great advantage of L-theanine is its positive effect on sleep. It improves rest quality, helping the brain recover and process memories more efficiently. Sleeping well is one of the most important factors to keep the mind sharp, and L-theanine is a valuable ally for those facing restless nights or mild insomnia. It also acts as a natural intensifier of caffeine effects. This means that when combined with a moderate dose of caffeine, L-theanine promotes a calm alertness, ideal for intellectual activities. This combination improves working memory, learning capacity, and cognitive response time. Furthermore, being a natural and low-toxicity supplement, L-theanine can be used safely for long periods. It is especially useful for elderly people who want to maintain focus and calmness without resorting to anxiolytic or sedative medications, which have more side effects. Chapter 7. Zinc. Zinc is one of the most important minerals for brain function, yet its relevance is still underestimated. It participates in numerous neurological processes, including memory formation, mood regulation, and maintenance of synapses, the communication points between neurons. Without enough zinc, the brain simply can't operate at full capacity. Zinc deficiency can cause symptoms like mental confusion, difficulty concentrating, irritability, and even behavioral changes. Worse yet, these symptoms are often attributed to aging when, in fact, they can be reversed with proper mineral replenishment. Ensuring good zinc levels in the body is therefore an efficient way to preserve cognitive function throughout the years. Zinc also has powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions. It helps protect brain cells against damage caused by free radicals, which are among the main causes of premature brain aging. And more, it aids in regulating neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, promoting emotional balance and mental well-being. Another essential aspect is its participation in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, learn, and create new connections. People with good zinc levels tend to have greater mental flexibility and more ease in processing new information. This is especially relevant for those who want to keep their mind active, curious, and creative at any stage of life. Dietary sources of zinc include meats, seeds, and legumes, but absorption can be limited, especially in vegetarian diets or in elderly people. That's why supplementation with capsules can be an effective and safe alternative to ensure ideal levels of this vital mineral for brain health. And beware, what's coming next goes beyond what you imagine. In the last chapter, we'll reveal the simple vitamin Alzheimer's most fears. An accessible, powerful nutrient capable of completely changing your mind's fate. Chapter 6. Vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, also called cholecalciferol, is well known for its role in bone health, but what few know is that it plays a fundamental role in the brain. Recent research has revealed that low levels of this vitamin are associated with higher risk of memory loss, difficulty concentrating, and even the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Yes, sunlight can be a natural remedy for your mind. Vitamin D3 acts as a neurological modulator, directly influencing neurotransmitter production and the integrity of brain cells. It helps protect neurons against inflammation, regulates intracellular calcium, and strengthens synaptic connections, which are responsible for efficient communication between neurons. Without these processes working well, the mind begins to show signs of slowness, confusion, and forgetfulness. Another powerful benefit of D3 is its action on the immune system. It keeps chronic inflammation under control, a decisive factor to prevent cognitive decline. Neuroinflammation is one of the biggest triggers for Alzheimer's onset, and vitamin D3 presents itself as a simple yet potent tool to contain this process before it worsens. Observational studies point out that people deficient in vitamin D are almost twice as likely to develop dementia compared to those with adequate levels. This direct relationship shows how vitamin D3 should be seen as a priority in brain care routines, especially in elderly and people with little sun exposure. Supplementation is safe and effective when done with guidance and accompanied by blood level monitoring. Well-adjusted daily doses make all the difference, and the positive effect can be noticed not only in memory, but also in mood, sleep, and general disposition. Chapter 5. Resveratrol. Resveratrol is a powerful antioxidant found mainly in purple grape skins, red wine, and concentrated supplements. Its fame started due to cardiovascular benefits, but science showed its effects extend strongly to the brain. It protects cerebral blood vessels and reduces inflammatory processes that favor dementia development. One of resveratrol's most impressive qualities is its ability to activate genes linked to cellular longevity, like SIRT1. This means it not only fights brain aging, but also stimulates natural repair mechanisms of nerve cells. In a world where oxidative and inflammatory damage is constant, this kind of protection is pure gold. Resveratrol also has a direct effect on cerebral blood flow. Improved circulation facilitates oxygen and nutrient transport and favors mental clarity. People supplementing with this substance report greater focus, more mental energy, and a sensation of cognitive rejuvenation, as if the brain breathed better and worked more fluidly. Another highlight is its action in preventing beta-amyloid plaques, one of Alzheimer's hallmarks. Resveratrol prevents these plaques from forming and promotes their breakdown, reducing the risk of neural blockages that cause memory loss and cognitive degeneration. This makes it one of the few supplements with direct effect on one of the disease's central mechanisms. Moreover, it also combats brain insulin resistance, considered one of Alzheimer's hidden causes, often nicknamed type 3 diabetes. With resveratrol, it's possible to improve the brain's glucose sensitivity, keeping its main energy source functioning optimally. Yes, resveratrol is an important piece in this brain health puzzle. But as you'll see very soon, what really surprises is the action of a simple and cheap vitamin. Chapter 4. Folic acid. Folic acid, also known as vitamin B9, is essential for neurotransmitter formation and central nervous system protection. Its role goes far beyond its function during pregnancy. It's crucial throughout life to ensure brain health, especially in adults and elderly people. Unfortunately, its importance is still widely underestimated. This vitamin participates in DNA synthesis and the production of substances like dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine, which regulate mood, focus, and motivation. With low B9 levels, the brain begins to show subtle signs of deterioration, slow thinking, frequent forgetfulness, and even unexplained mood changes. Often, all of this can be reversed by correcting this simple deficiency. Another decisive factor is that folic acid deficiency is directly related to increased homocysteine levels, a toxic compound that, in excess, damages cerebral vessels and raises Alzheimer's risk. That's why maintaining adequate vitamin levels helps reduce brain inflammation and preserves brain circulation, vital for good cognitive function. Folic acid also acts in nerve tissue regeneration and brain plasticity maintenance, the brain's ability to adapt and create new connections. This makes it indispensable at any life stage, especially old age, when this capacity tends to decline. Dietary sources of B9 include leafy vegetables, beans, and citrus fruits. However, due to poor absorption and nutrient loss during cooking, many people become deficient without noticing. Supplementation, in this case, can be a practical and safe solution to restore ideal levels. And believe it, even with all these benefits, the most effective vitamin in the fight against Alzheimer's is yet to come. It will be revealed in the last chapter, and you won't want to miss this discovery. Chapter 3. Selenium. Selenium is a mineral that may seem discreet, but its impact on the brain is immense. It acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting the brain against damage caused by oxidative stress, one of the great villains of brain aging and the onset of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Even in small amounts, selenium performs a highly valuable protective function. This mineral is involved in producing enzymes that neutralize free radicals, preventing them from destroying nerve cells. When selenium levels are adequate, the brain can defend itself more efficiently against silent inflammations that compromise memory and reasoning. It's no exaggeration to say it acts as an invisible shield against cognitive wear. Besides antioxidant action, selenium also participates in hormonal balance, directly influencing thyroid health. And since thyroid function is directly linked to brain energy, mood, and clarity, maintaining good selenium levels is essential for those seeking an alert and healthy mind. Selenium deficiencies have been linked to higher risks of depression, mental confusion, and cognitive decline, especially in elderly people. Its replenishment through diet or supplementation can reverse these conditions and provide significant mental well-being improvement. It's another example of how simple nutrients make all the difference. Natural selenium sources include Brazil nuts, eggs, and seafood. But be careful, excess can also be toxic. Therefore, supplementation must be done carefully and under professional supervision, especially if combined with other antioxidants. And remember, we're only 2 steps away from knowing the most amazing vitamin. Chapter 2. Probiotic capsules. When we think of brain health, the gut rarely comes to mind. But the truth is it directly influences mood, memory, and even dementia risk. This link is called the gut-brain axis, and probiotics are the main regulators of this powerful connection. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that inhabit the gut and regulate various aspects of our health, including mental health. They help produce neurotransmitters like serotonin, which regulates mood and sleep, and also strengthen intestinal immunity, reducing inflammation that indirectly affects the brain. An unbalanced gut can lead to symptoms like brain fog, fatigue, irritability, and even anxiety. Additionally, probiotics fight intestinal permeability, that condition where toxins escape from the gut into the bloodstream and affect the brain. This process is one of the factors contributing to neuroinflammation and diseases like Alzheimer's. In other words, keeping your gut healthy means keeping your brain protected. Research shows that probiotic supplementation improves memory in elderly people, besides reducing anxiety and improving mental focus. It's no coincidence. Taking care of the gut microbiome is taking direct care of your cognition. Another advantage is that probiotics act naturally with a low risk of side effects. They can be found both in capsules and fermented foods like kefir, natural yogurt, and sauerkraut. Regular inclusion of these sources in the diet brings progressive and cumulative benefits. And now we arrive at the most awaited moment. The next chapter will reveal the simplest and most powerful vitamin for brain protection. Chapter 1. Vitamin B12. And finally, we reach the vitamin that Alzheimer's most fears, vitamin B12. Simple, accessible, often ignored, but absolutely essential for brain health. Deficiency in this vitamin is one of the most common yet underestimated causes of dementia-like symptoms. B12 acts directly in forming the myelin sheath, which covers neurons like insulation, allowing rapid transmission of nerve impulses. When this protection is damaged, something that happens in B12 deficiency situations, neurons become vulnerable, brain communication fails, and signs such as mental confusion, memory loss, difficulty thinking, and even depression appear. Another vital role of B12 is its participation in neurotransmitter synthesis and brain energy production. The mind needs constant energy to function well, and without this vitamin, the feeling of mental exhaustion becomes constant. That's why many people who experience unexplained fatigue or loss of mental focus in old age are actually B12 deficient. This vitamin deficiency is especially common in elderly people, vegetarians, people with gastric problems, or who use certain medications like antacids. The good news is that B12 supplementation is highly effective, safe, and often capable of completely reversing symptoms in early stages. Injections or sublingual capsules are the most efficient ways to replenish this vital nutrient and return brain clarity and energy. In short, B12 is the true guardian of neurons. Underestimating it is a common mistake, but now that you know its importance, you hold a powerful weapon against mental decline. However, unfortunately, there is still no cure for Alzheimer's, and its onset is very difficult to predict. So what you can do is consume the right foods to absorb all nutrients that favor your brain. And if you want to keep receiving the best videos for your health, subscribe to the channel, because it exists for only one reason: to make you a healthier person with better quality of life. Helping you is my mission. In the video appearing now on your screen, I reveal the worst medication that destroys millions of neurons. Click on the screen and check it out.